Let's talk about the weather this week, and we're going to start with a marginal risk issued from looks like to be central to northern Oklahoma to southern Oklahoma around Altus in that area. Now that could bring, I think, nothing tornado wise, but as you can see, it starts to bubble up. This is early morning on Valentine's Day. As we move back, it looks like there could be some cells in north of Oklahoma City, but in the south, it looks like most of this stuff will move in around early Valentine's Day morning, and then it starts to bubble up and get really, it gets stronger. This will pose, I don't think, a tornado threat. In my opinion, I don't think it will pose a tornado threat, but it's really like more of an isolated hail and wind threat. Let's talk about the supercell composite. This just shows whether there will be supercell or not. Supercells are the storms that are capable of producing tornadoes. As you can see, the green is in central and southwestern Oklahoma, which can usually mean that there can be cells capable of producing hail, wind, and tornadoes. As you can see, it's close to 2 and 1 right along the Texas-Oklahoma border. Let's move on to Valentine's Day. There's a lot bigger of a marginal risk for this will include those cities. As you can see, there's also a thunderstorm risk covering a good chunk of the state. Let's see. Reflectivity says this is Valentine's Day, so it will start to bubble up because the HRRR isn't close enough, so I can't show you it. But it will bubble up around. This is early morning again on Valentine's Day, and it starts to bubble up and get a little bit stronger right over central Oklahoma, and then move out toward, and then be gone by around probably midday Sunday ish out of the state. The supercell composite for that one shows mostly bubbling around central Oklahoma, but so we keep moving on at basically nothing. So this will probably not pose much of a threat um, at all. So C is completely gone. Let's move on. We have a fire risk. This will be Tuesday, February 17th. This can be critical condition. This is 40 to 69% chance of a fire in this area, which can around Woodward and Guidman in the Panhandle, which means it's really, really dry up there. And let's go on to what we'll see in the future. So that's those storms we were talking about earlier. This is February 15th. Let's move on. We have a couple cells that can pop up around February 16th. And then we have more that pop up around the 22nd. This could originally had a pose of freezing rain and snow. I do not think it does anymore. And then things just start to really bubble up around February 25th. This is not accurate, though, because it's still a while away. And then that is that. Let's see here if we can get a dry line. Where is the... There. So most of these storms have a dry line like this one. A dry line is right along this right here, usually meaning there's clouds and stuff. See, right around here, there would probably be something starting to bubble up. Yes. Usually a storm like this can have a dry line. So when you see a dry line like this, that usually means something is going to start popping up and moving on throughout the state. That will probably be it for this video. I know it's a little bit shorter, but I'm just going over the stuff, that's happening today, tomorrow, Valentine's Day, and those Valentine's Day storms and those Friday storms will probably not pose more of a tornado threat. I think they will pose more of a hail and a wind threat. It is just a marginal risk, so it probably won't pose too much of a risk. Have a great day. If you like this video, consider subscribing. You do not have to, but my goal is to reach 500, at least 500 by the end of the year. Thank you.